What's up, my Financial Fit fam? Adam here, and welcome back as always. Most of the videos that we've created up to this point have really been tailored towards the beginner investor, making the process more simple by using apps like Acorns, or just simply buying stocks or ETFs directly through Robinhood. Maybe at this point you're starting to get more comfortable with the market, or maybe you would even consider yourself a bit more sophisticated. I don't know if that was an English accent or Australian accent or a hybrid, and I don't even know how that makes you more sophisticated. Would you like to automate your investing? Would you like to customize your portfolio the way you want? Not only does M1 Finance allow you to do just that, but there's no trading fees, no deposit or withdrawal fees, no management fees. Say what? If after this video using M1 Finance piques your interest and you want to open an account, just go into the description below and use my referral code. By no means do you have to, but I do get a small affiliate commission, and it does help me continuously put out more and more videos just like the one that you're seeing today. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through what makes M1 Finance so special and how to take control and build your own portfolio. So let's get going. M1 Finance has built a desktop and a mobile application allowing you to access your portfolio pretty much at any time. It's really suited for the investor with a long-term mindset and who has some baseline knowledge of the stock market and how it works. Here's why I personally use M1 Finance. You can buy fractional shares so you're always fully invested in the market. Like we mentioned before, there's no trading fees, there's no management fees. It also puts your portfolio into this beautiful pie chart on the dashboard so it's easier to understand. If you don't feel comfortable building your own portfolio, don't panic, it's organic. And yes, I've used that same phrase in a previous video. You can go back and look. But you can actually choose from 80 different expert portfolios. So again, it makes the process significantly more simple. And then lastly, if you do want to buy an individual stock or an individual ETF, you can also do that through M1 Finance. Something noteworthy about using the M1 Finance platform is that the timing of your trades or purchasing your shares is really out of your control. So as an example, let's just say Apple was trading at $100 per share, and during market hours it dropped to 90 and you want to buy more because you think it's a good price. You won't be able to do that through M1 Finance. You can do that through other apps like a Robinhood or another brokerage, but M1 Finance waits for that day to close, and whatever that closing price is or the opening price of the next day, that's the price of which your order will be filled. So M1 Finance isn't so much of a trading platform as it is an investment platform and a long-term wealth building platform. If you maintain less than $20 in your account and there's no trading activity within a 90-day period, you are charged a small fee to keep that account open. But let's just keep in mind, 90 days to not make a buy or a sell in the market is a long time, especially if you're really focused on investing for the long term. As of right now, end of 2020, thank God, or early 2021, M1 Finance doesn't employ any financial advisors. So if you want to use this platform, you want to come in at least with some sort of game plan on how you want to invest and build your portfolio. Again, if you're not certain, you can use the expert portfolios, and we're going to walk you through exactly how to utilize that as an option if that makes you a bit more comfortable. I use M1 Finance solely as an investing platform, but they do also offer other services as well. With M1 Spend, they attach a digital bank to your investment account. So as you have excess cash that comes in and sits in M1 Finance, it's swept into that account, and every time that you use that debit card, you actually get 1% back on all your purchasing. M1 Borrow is the lending arm of the M1 Finance platform. And in order to even apply and be approved for a loan, you need to have over $10,000 in marginalized securities, but the interest rate is 3.5%, which overall is relatively good. There is a premium version of M1 Finance called M1 Plus. It's $125 per year as a subscription, but there are some perks. Like any cash balances that you have, you get 1% interest. Also, if you are going to use their loan, their M1 Borrow, it brings the interest rate from 3.5, which is already pretty good, to 2%, which is actually great. If you are interested in M1 Plus, they do run promotions every so often. So you actually don't even need to pay the $125 for your first year. You can probably get it at a discounted rate if that's something that interests you. So again, who is M1 Finance for? Control freaks and those with a little bit of experience. All right, now we're going to jump into how to build your portfolio. We're going to start with the expert pies first, and then I'll walk you through how to build your own. We're going to create our portfolio completely through our phone. And just like any other website or brokerage, you have to sign up, create a username and password, and then you want to link your bank account to your investment portfolio. This will allow you to deposit or withdraw money as you'd like. All right. On our first page, after we create our account, it's going to give us several options. We're going to start by actually browsing the expert pies. Now you need some sort of investment thesis as you start in this area. You'll see there's several categories to choose from here, but for our purposes, we'll choose general investing. Now, depending on how aggressive or conservative you'd want to be, you can choose from any of these underlying portfolios. Let's choose the moderate one so we can walk through it together. You'll see how many stocks or ETF are in this investment portfolio, what the expense ratio is. So it's 0.05 here, very, very low. It's got a dividend. It's not a great one. It's not a terrible one either, at a little under 2%. And you see that its risk is on the lower side, medium to low. All right. Along the top, you're also going to see targets. So let's click there. And this is everything that this portfolio would invest in. What you'll notice is when you choose from this grouping, it's a lot of ETFs. And the benefit here is that it diversifies completely for you. You don't really have to worry about it. They're going to use mostly Vanguard and some iShare ETFs. If you go back to that original expert pie screen, you're going to see a bunch of different strategies to choose from. And there's one here on responsible investing. This has to do with renewable energy resources. You're going to see strictly just stocks and bonds. So it's a split percentage. Towards the top, it's 10% stock, 90% bonds, and you get more aggressive there towards the bottom at 90-10. So kind of little reverses. There's even other strategies which are a little bit more outside the box. But what you'll notice is that M1 Finance gives you a multitude of options to choose from, and you can really dictate how you want your money to be invested. Now that's all well and good, and you can choose the expert pie if you'd like, but you're a real control freak. Control freak, super freaky. Now we're going to spend a little bit of time to customize our own portfolio. And we're going to start that by hitting View Pies. Now I already use M1 Finance, so I have quite a few. I'm actually going to put that in the description below. If you want to see the things that I'm investing in, you're more than welcome to help yourself. I'm very transparent in this process, and by no means do you have to invest in the companies that I'm actually investing in. Along the top, you should see Stocks as a button option. Now here you can search for any stocks, or you can simply scroll and pick something that you're interested in. So for this demonstration, we'll just search for Johnson & Johnson. All right, now when it pops up to the top, you click on the actual company itself. It gives you some basic information. And this is a company I know I want to put in my portfolio. There's the current stock price at about $160 per share. I hit Add to Pie. It's in there like swimmer. Now go back to the previous screen. What's another company I really like? Let's go with Boeing. All right, I search for Boeing, click on it, shows me the current stock price. I hit Add to Pie. Boom, now we have two stocks in our portfolio. Let's add a tech company. Let's go with Google. I have a family member who works for Google, so why not? Let's support them. All right, I'll click on Google. We're going to add that to Pie. So now we have three stocks that we've added. But let's say we also want to add something that's going to give us a little more diversification, like an ETF, for example. So we can do this one of two ways. We can search the ticker symbol at the top, just like we would for a stock, or if you go to funds, it will actually give you some of the most common. So one that I'm actually invested in is SPY. So I'm going to click on that there, and now add it to my pie. So now we have three stocks, and we have an ETF. The ETF is going to give me the most diversification. So now this is what we want to roll with for our demo portfolio. So I'm going to click Done at the top. Now it's put the three stocks plus the ETF in a very equal proportion. Okay, but I don't want to go 25% across the board. I want to dictate the percentage of which I want to invest in each of these companies and this ETF. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I believe that technologies can continue to grow. So I want to deviate more of my investment towards Google than my other investments that you see here as part of this demo. So I'm going to bump up my Google investment up to 35%. I'm going to keep my Boeing at 25. I'm going to bring my Johnson & Johnson down to 10. Okay. Now at the top of the screen, you'll see that my total investment is 95% out of the 100 that the pie chart would need you to commit to in order to be completed. So I'm going to bump up my ETF percentage to 30%. Okay. It's literally that simple. So right now, if I were to deposit $100, okay, I wouldn't be able to buy a full share of Google, but that deposit will actually be distributed at the percentages that you set here in your portfolio amongst all your investments, right? So $35 out of the 100 I would deposit would go to Google, $25 would go to Boeing, $10 to Johnson & Johnson, and $30 would go to my S&P 500 ETF. All I do here is hit save, and now my pie is done. At this point, all you have to do to start investing is make deposits. If I want to make any changes to the way I'm investing here in this portfolio, I just have to simply go to Manage Pie at the bottom, hit Edit Pie, and then I can change those percentages in the way that I feel is best for my portfolio. I'd also suggest giving your pie a name. With M1 Finance, you can invest in multiple pies at the same time, and this allows you to better track your investment and how it stacks up against the other. For this purposes, we'll call it the Don't Forget to Subscribe portfolio. And smash that like button. So at this point, all you need to do is make your first deposit to get started in investing. And there's two ways to do it. You can use the prompt that's on that screen, or if you go to the bottom where it says transfer and click on that button, here you can hit Move Money. If you're thinking about investing for the long term, you want to make recurring deposits. This is going to give you your best return, right? Investing is all about consistency. So let's hit the recurring transfer button. You're going to select the bank account from which you're going to make these deposits. To the account here, it's going to be the Don't Forget to Subscribe portfolio. All right, and now I'm going to choose the amount. So to get started, you need to deposit at least $100. I'll do a $100 deposit, and I will set this up for every week. All right. The day of the week I also get to choose here. I get paid on Friday, so let's just set it and forget it. And boom, you just click on schedule and you're done. So this is the basic functionality M1 Finance platform. You can build your own pies, you can use their suggested expert pies, or you can use a mixture of the both. The best part about it is that it's free, especially when you're building out portfolios like this one. Don't forget to head into the description and use the affiliate link if you want to get started with M1 Finance. And if you want to see what I'm investing in right now, that link will also be in the description. As always, save, invest, grow. Ciao, ciao.